Hi everyone, our journal page. I'm working today in this paper bag journal I have, and I don't remember why I gessoed the page, but it is gessoed, so I'm just gonna work on this double spread like this. I've got some book pages and some music sheet that I want to start just gluing down some pieces, something that will be well, sort of buried in the back. That's the only explanation I can give it. Most of it will get covered, but it adds to the whole when it picks from underneath all the layers that we are building. So I'm just putting down some plain white glue and putting down some book page, and there is no overthinking here. I'm also putting glue on top just so I know it's in place and it's sealed. As I said, no overthinking, putting it trying to do it quite quickly because it really isn't important. Just making sure that I have enough glue underneath and enough glue on top. I'm using the book pages where I have straight edges. I'm putting them to the edges of my page just so it will fit. Otherwise, as I said, really not important. I'm not going to cover the whole page with this, just putting down some pieces. Doesn't have to be straight or anything. You don't need to read the book pages. You don't need to read the music. Just putting down something underneath for the first layer. Okay, so I've got this, maybe just a little bit more. Okay, so I've got this. Do I need something more? Maybe just here. I don't know. As I said, no overthinking, just putting down some pieces. Okay, so now I have this tree. I've printed it from, I think it was Free Pick, and I want to glue it down. I'm just roughly tearing the excess just so I won't have straight edges on my page. There's probably enough glue here, but I'm putting just a little bit more just to make sure. As I said, probably will get covered Yeah, I think I'll put it here. Okay, and once again glue. Yeah. So, and let's see. I think I'll glue some more pieces, because here I've got straight edge and here I've got straight edge, and I really don't like it. So I'm just putting another piece like so, and let's put something here. No, I'm leaving it. Okay, so I've got this. Now I want to blur the edges of everything that I've got here, so I'm gonna use some gesso, and I'm not waiting for the glue to dry. If I'm lucky, I will have some crackling, because that's what happens when you put gesso on wet glue, but it depends on the amount of glue. As I said, not really caring, just going like this. And I'm going to take a baby wipe just so I can blend it more. As you can see, going a little bit over the book pages. Maybe I'll just put some gesso here and take it with the baby wipe, and now we're in business. Okay, just a little bit more gesso. Okay. I've got a little piece here. Go away. Okay. Here we go. Just a little bit more blending. And okay. Yeah. I hope this is it. And now I really need for everything to dry before I continue adding layers to this, so I'll be back. Okay, so everything is dry. Now I want to add some texture to my page. Now I don't use modeling paste, instead I'm using either joint compound, which is a ready-made paste for walls, or wood filler. This time I'm using wood filler. I found it in the cheap store, of course. It was cheap, so that's what I'm using. And you can use a palette knife, you can use a plastic card, whatever is easier for you. And I'm just gonna start putting it here. I hope it will work, and it feels to me not it's, I don't know, it's too soft. I feel like the mix is too soft, but we'll see. It doesn't have to be perfect, but let's hope for the best. If not, I will find my joint compound and use that. I will scrap this off and use the joint compound. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's good. So it worked, although it feels not quite right. I don't know. Okay, so I've got here, now I'm thinking, yeah, I'll put some here. Wait, I'm gonna put some something on my tree. I don't want to go on top of it. So putting this here. The stencil is from AliExpress, but it really doesn't matter. I just looked for some repeating patterns, some texture stencil to add to my page, so I could have used anything else. It can even be just circles, whatever. Okay, so I've got this, but I still want more texture. And let's see, I think I've got this stencil. Maybe it wasn't planned. Almost always things are not completely planned. Maybe, yeah, maybe I'll put this one here. So this goes just a little bit on top of my tree, but I don't care. Just playing with texture. And oops, wasn't careful. I'm trying to lay the stencil without damaging this, and because I don't have patience to wait for everything to dry before I'm continuing. So, and it really doesn't have to be perfect. I even prefer when it's not perfect, then it looks more, I don't know, grungy and aged. Good enough. And now I want something here. It's just too lonely, too empty. So, well, now I think I need to wipe my stencil before I'm doing it here. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wipe it and then I'm gonna stencil this. I'll be back when this is all dry. Okay, so I hope everything is dry. I went and not stenciled, added more texture with this stencil, and this one I just bought when I was traveling to Prague. And now I'm going to use watercolor just because I feel I have more control over it. You can use sprays, you can use if you have brochures or all kinds of those pigment powders that you just put on and spray with water, anything that will just spread all over. So I'm using this is Pelican a watercolor set. I've got it like 3 decades, and I'm just going to take, I think I'm going with blue colors, I think, and I'm putting a little bit here, and I'm gonna spray it just to help it, and I want it to spread wherever. Each time I'm gonna put a little bit of a color and spray it, and just let it go like so. Don't care where. I think that I'm also gonna add some purple, because why not? And once again, let it spread. Now, if I don't like something, I can take a baby wipe or any kind of absorbent paper and just do like this, and continuing. So let's see. With sprays it would probably work faster, but as I said, I want a little bit more control here. Well, let's see. I'm just alternating between all kinds of blues that I have here. And turquoise or whatever. Just playing around. So much fun for me. Okay, let's put some more purple. And spraying it. And just dabbing where I don't want it. I like that I don't have a problem with having a little bit color here. I just didn't want this drip, this straight drip that went down. It's also fun to let the color mix, so I'm adding a little bit of the blue on top and beside the purple, and you get more shades and more interest. Yeah. And dabbing the excess that I don't want. Adding here more purple. It turned out almost pink that I don't like. And just continuing. Again, just doing the same thing over and over again. And here where you don't have patience, here is where sprays are better. but as I said, I prefer for this project to have it just a little bit more control, so that's why I'm going with the watercolors. I'm not as sure what I'm gonna do here with the tree, if I want to leave it with white around it or continue with the watercolors. For now I'm leaving it be mostly, and we'll see as I go. Let's see. And again spraying, so helping it spread. I'm gonna continue doing this same thing over and over, and I'll be back. I'm back. So not completely dry. I'm moving on to another element that I want on my page. Took this jelly print I made, and I want to stencil on top of it. I'm going to use the same stencil I've used to do this texture, and I've got some makeup sponge and white gesso, and I'm just going to stencil it. So and I'm taking, now I have some black acrylic paint here. I'm taking a little bit on my sponge and just adding a little bit. Just to have a little bit more shading, and so it won't look flat. Now I'm going to just cut it out, this circle. Okay, got my circle. I think it's going here. Yep. And I'm gonna put some glue in the back. So yeah, nope, just a little bit here. Okay, and next I wanted to stencil this kingfisher bird, and where did I leave the sponge? Here it is. Now I'm going to stencil it with the rest of the black acrylic paint here. Again, using the makeup sponge, dabbing so I won't have too much excess. I'm going over and over because I'm putting so little on my sponge that I need to sometimes go and do a second and a third layer so it would be completely black. but it's better to work in layers than have spillage underneath. Okay, I like it. So now I just want to add a little bit more definition to my texture, and I'm gonna try something. I'm not sure if it will work, and I'm using a hard bristle brush and the same acrylic black paint. This is called dry brush, and I'm putting acrylic paint on my brush, but I'm again, like with the makeup sponge, I'm dabbing it and spreading it so I won't have excess, and I just want a brush where I have texture. It should be very, very subtle, and also my texture is not raised a lot. I've done a really thin layer, so I need to be very gentle with this. Now I'm not going to go all over, just in some places, and I'm going from bottom to down to up, because I want the black to go underneath my texture. You don't want too much excess on your brush, and sometimes even when I'm very careful it goes in other places, but I don't mind. Just part of everything and just adding interest. So I'm going to continue doing this and then I'll come back. Okay, so I really liked what's going on with the black, so in several places I went a little bit bolder, and I also went over the edges just with my brush like this, and in several places I also went a little bit bolder with the black. I really think it came more dramatic this way. I'm really liking it. The only thing I want to do is just define this circle a little bit more. I'm using a Stabilo all-purpose pencil. It's activated with water, so I'm just going around like so. And let's take a brush with a little bit of water and just, no, I don't like this brush. Okay, that's more like it. So this is it, and I'm thinking that I want the tail here just a little bit more out here. You can always change what you don't like, and if you want to define something more you can. Like if I want the beak to be just a little bit more, yeah. So this is it, that's my page. I had so much fun making it, so I hope you liked it. Let's bring it close just so you can see all the small details in the back. Here it is. So hope you liked it. Hope it will give you some inspiration to do what you want. Thank you for watching, and thank you for leaving me comments below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.